Mundalo, just before we went on a break, we were talking about issues here about 2022 politics. And of course, now Muho Kenyatta and Gideon Moi met Raila Odinga yesterday. And you said very well that we are yet to see more. Now, that on aside, who do you think has a higher stake in terms of One Kenya Alliance being favored after meeting Raila Odinga?
That's a very tricky question in terms of who would be highly favored in the One Kenya Alliance, because the problem I told you is the One Kenya Alliance is a coalition of people who would perceive themselves as equals, because Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka would give argument, and rightfully so, and say he would deserve to be the flag bearer because he has been vice president before, and he would say he has given it a stab just once, and therefore he deserves another chance. Maybe more or less that would be the argument of Musalia Mudavadi. And maybe Gideon Moi would say maybe the alliance needs some new...
Right, yes.
He would argue. So this is a coalition of people who are more or less equal. So in terms of who would have the highest probable chances, it is a question that is quite dicey and very tricky to answer. But then if the One Kenya Alliance miraculously is to remain as it is up to 2022, then I think the person who will have the highest chances of being their flag bearer would be Musalia Mudavadi. But again, it is very difficult for me to really assure you that the One Kenya Alliance will remain the same up to 2022. It is only about 2 months since their formation, and the fault lines can already be visible. What about 1 year later? It is very difficult.
Okay. So, right, let me bring in Matsanga here briefly. And Matsanga, let's talk about the issue. We have our neighbor, Tanzania, have a new president, that is President Suluhu. And she's been making several changes in her government. What are some of the changes do you think President Suluhu is more likely to bring on board to make Tanzania have more kind of relationship with the East Africa community and Africa at large?
Thank you very much. I am a great friend of the people of Tanzania from 1978, when Nyerere was alive. I grew up there. Swahili yangu ilikuwa sanifu sana, lakini ilipotelea hapo near the border when crossing back to Mtukula. But let me tell you frankly, so far the changes that she has made, she has brought back Tanzania to a place of international community.
Yes.
She's brought back the investors. She's brought back the people, the hopes of investors. For example, the turnaround of masks told the Tanzanians this disease is real. It does exist. Wear masks where possible. That's a great shift from the previous sauna operations, where you go to a sauna and think you will be healed. 2, in the foreign policy, she changed to a lady. East Africa, I am told that my country, Uganda, in May, will have a lady foreign minister, for example. That is very great news for me. She has brought in a foreign minister, a lady, a diplomat, career diplomat, who knows how to bring about and sit down and talk. 3, she's looked at the trade connectivity of East Africa. What can we do for East Africa to make it an integrated unity of East Africa, the unity of a big population, the consumption, the economic hub of the African continent?
Yes.
She's now busy molding the rail line, the Tanga Mwanza Masindi pipeline, which Kenyans lost, which is very, very bad. And the next time when you bring me on this show, I want to tell you and name and shame the Kenyans who made Kenya to lose this pipeline dream. Some of them masquerade on this TV when they write their papers. They write papers not knowing the implications of writing reports. When you write a report, always don't injure your country. Don't make your country a subject of discussion by international, multinational companies. So,
all right.
Ruhu is a blessing. Let Kenya Ministry of Foreign Affairs wear new socks, wake up, stand up, fly there, do silent diplomacy, bring back Tanzania, ikuje pamoja, tukue pamoja watu wamoja.
Yes.
Kwangu ndio hiyo.
All right. Thank you, Matsanga, for that. That's quite insightful. Mundalo, if you can hear me, President Suluhu, of course, made her first official visit to Uganda, and during her swearing-in ceremony, Uganda President Yoweri Museveni was a no-show. So, diplomatically, what does this portend to Kenya? Does it send some signal to Kenya, or was it just a matter of protocol?
No, I don't see it as such a big issue because of how the world is right now, and such kind of things are also sometimes bound to happen. So I don't see how it sends a threat to Kenya just because of that one incident. But then I would want to say that President Suluhu has been able to come up quite strongly because she's been able to try and create her own path, wear her own shoe, while ensuring that she does not step onto the toes of those who thought the shoe of Magufuli was the best. Because we've seen her try to craft a very good niche in such a manner that she can still deviate from the norm, especially on the issues of the coronavirus, and bring Tanzania back to the world order without necessarily injuring those who would have overbelieved in the Magufuli way of doing things. So I think she's picked up quite well, and of course her starting off with relations with Uganda is something that points some fingers to Kenya. But then this is not something that has just started with the President Suluhu. Even President Magufuli had already started this. Already Tanzania and Uganda were having closer connectivity, even in terms of working on projects of the road and the rail, than they wanted to actually work with Kenya. We have seen Uganda use more or less the port of Tanzania than that of Kenya. So these are things that started happening prior. We saw the relationships between Kenya and Tanzania get frosty with time. We saw one of our cabinet secretaries being flown back to Kenya for lack of passport. Yes. We saw our chicken being banned in Tanzania. So the frosty relationship is something that I think started coming up slowly. We saw President Magufuli ask Tanzanians to sell products to Kenyans at high prices. So these are things that started, and I think if we would be doing the right thing, then President Uhuru Kenyatta and maybe CS Amina Mohamed should have moved in with speed to ensure that we are able to maintain these international relations, because they might be able to cost us with time. And I think what is mostly causing this is maybe our governance structures in Kenya and our corruption levels that we are getting to even scare away countries from the international community. So yes, there has been a frosty relationship between Kenya and Tanzania. It is something that is there, let me ask you this, but we have not wanted to accept it.
Okay, Mundalo, yes. Let me ask you this question. So what role does Kenya have to play in terms of creating and helping Tanzania, quote unquote? What role does Kenya have to play in all this with Tanzania?
Yes, every country is sovereign, Oloo, and Kenya cannot impose itself to help Tanzania unless Tanzania wishes to have the help of Kenya. So the first thing is we must first of all have the goodwill from Tanzania, and Tanzania must be able to express willingness to be helped by Kenya, and in which particular sphere. Otherwise, we cannot impose Kenya to go and start helping Tanzania, because every other country is sovereign and every other country has their own government and they have their own priorities.
Absolutely. Matsanga, on this note, do you think President Suluhu is going to bring back Tanzania where it's supposed to be after her taking the oath of office?
Yes. The answer is yes. Some of us who have grown and known how Nyerere wanted Tanzania, we shall help from the background. 2, Kenya must wake up quickly. Kenya, there is something wrong, not coming out clearly. And Oloo, for me, you know me, but my brother, if you don't call me because I've said the truth, let it be. But I always say the truth. And if you fear me, I am Paul, a Samaritan. I am not going to be shy to tell the Jews the truth. That the message is very clear. Kenya Foreign Ministry must wake up quickly. They must change tactics, strategy. We must have a vibrant foreign policy that Uhuru Kenyatta brought in. I defend the legacy of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta up to the last iota. I write about 3 books. They are coming out. And now I have got Mr. Mundalo online. We are going to be making money. Let me tell you, my brother, Kenya must wake up, pull out its socks in the foreign ministry. Don't just come on TV and tell people lies. Tell the truth. Something is not working. We got listed on a red list because people thought that Tanzanians were pouring in Kenya like wild animals come from Tanzania and cross over, come into the beast that we see around Mara. No, Kenya has put its good safeguards on COVID-19, the best in East Africa so far. Mm-hmm. That's why you see not very many people collapsing on the streets like America. Therefore, we should use that chance, go out and explain to Britain, explain to Tanzania, explain to the international community. If they don't know how to be taught on international activism, lobby, come to me. We shall teach you for free pro bono so that you can make noise. You have countries, Oloo, you have a smaller country like Somalia, which has not even built a toilet, harassing us. No, you don't, no. Somalia has more lobbyists in The Hague. You go to The Hague outside the court, Mundalo, you will see all Somalis from Europe, about 2,000 of them, because you are talking about their country. Kenya, you have this Matsanga making noise outside there, single-handedly walking. My age is catching up with me. We need more vibrant Kenyans to come out to lobby for the country internationally, to mobilize the international lobby groups, such that some of these problems are solved. Therefore, Tanzania, Suluhu, will rise and shine and give Tanzania a good name again. She has started with COVID-19, and she's told people, wear the mask.
Yes.
And I was telling Mundalo that you don't have 2 graves. Mundalo, your grave is named Mundalo M. Advice. My grave is named Dr.David Matsanga, the great Pan-African, is gone. It is not named Matsanga and Oloo, or Matsanga and Museveni, or Mundalo and Raila. It is named your own grave. So if you don't, you lower down your guard. You don't sanitize. You don't wash your hands. You don't wear masks. You don't keep a distance. Brother and sister, in Kenya, you go alone. Uhuru has done the best. I told you we had a painter just this week in a developed democracy. 1,600 years of democracy. They locked us down. And the people did not complain. In Kenya, only 1 month, people want to kill Uhuru Kenyatta because they locked them. Oh, our hotel is not working. Will you eat the hotel?
Okay.
Utakula hotel when you are dead.
Sawa Matsanga. Sawa Matsanga.
I've set my mind on a national television, which is a government television. I have no regrets.
All right.
I defend the legacy.
Thank you, Matsanga. Thank you, Matsanga. Daktari, thank you. Asante. Okay. Just to bring this to a close, Mundalo, just a quick one. Of course, we expect a review at the pump prices today, and most Kenyans are saying that this is going to affect their pocket somehow. It's quite obvious. what do you think is going to be happening to the local common mwananchi? And as in, Kenyans are just crying left, right, and center. It's tough for everyone. Mundalo?
Although it is not somehow, it is obvious that this is going to have an effect on the population, on the people of Kenya, because, you know, oil prices affect every other thing, every other, because it's the transport sector, it is the agricultural sector. Oil prices affect the pricing of every other produce. And the more we are having these oil prices escalate, then the higher the problems of the Kenyans, because the affordability of even basic products becomes a very, very big problem. And maybe one of the problems is, especially when you are doing the rise in fuel prices, at the same time with the lockdown and the pandemic, this is what is aggravating Kenyans even the more. Because the problem, maybe the difference that would be there between us as a developing country and maybe the developed world is most of our people in Kenya live hand to mouth. They live hand to mouth. They
all right. Advice?
So when you're making this almost impossible for them, it becomes very difficult for even them to obey government directives. Yesterday, I was telling Professor Matsanga, I was walking at other places and people could not even just wear masks in some slums, because I think the problems of these people sometimes are just too much that they really feel government does not really care about them. And that's why, because of their grievances, they take to some of these things. Sometimes it's not even intentional.
Let me come in. Oloo, before Mundalo finishes, President Uhuru Kenyatta should sack.
Let Matsanga chip in.
President Uhuru Kenyatta, wait. President Uhuru, don't beat about the bush. The National Oil Corporation, the chairman, the national agency, regulatory agency, should be sacked. They are corrupt. Oloo, you are telling me you want to bring us here and we don't cry on behalf of of the citizens. This agency
all right.
must
Matsanga, thank you.
explain to us.
Okay.
No. The fuel in Uganda.
Yes.
Which passes through Kenya.
Thank you, Matsanga. Just hold on. Just hold on there.
Yes.
Here we have got live pictures from the Supreme Court of Kenya, and Justice Martha Koome walking in to face the panel at the JAC, the Supreme Court, where the interview is going to take place for the position of Chief Justice. Of course, she's been flanked by Registrar of the Judiciary, that is Anne Amadi, and there she is taking her hot seat. That is where she's going. Okay? That is Justice Martha Koome taking her seat there to face the JSC at the Supreme Court of Kenya. Remember, this is the third day. Yesterday we had Professor Patricia Mbote, who also faced the panel, and today it is her turn to face the panel. Of course, we are going to give you live pictures in a few minutes' time, but let's just wrap up this conversation with Dr. Matsanga. Dr. Matsanga, in 30 seconds, please, let me give you your 30 seconds and give me your final word. Dr. Matsanga.
The final word on the fuel that is punishing people of Kenya. Please, Mr. President, look at the fuel regulatory agency. Show them the door.
Okay.
Show them the door.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you,
Matsanga. You
Matsanga.
have nothing to care. You have nothing to care. Your legacy is at stake. If you increase the fuel now,
yes,
with those corrupt guys going to the petrol state oil companies, raising their money cuts, please, Muse, 2 hours.
Okay, Matsanga, thank you so much. Matsanga, thank you. Your 30 seconds are over, Matsanga. Thank you so much. Thank you, Matsanga. Thank you, Matsanga, Dr. Matsanga. Mundalo, you have got 20 seconds as well to give your final words. Mundalo?
Okay, thank you, Oloo. My final words would be basically on the plight that Kenyans are going through. When you go through the social media streets today, and when you even go through the streets in town and other places, you will discover that there is one common denominator among Kenyans today. And all Kenyans are crying. They are crying the state of the economy. They are crying the fuel prices. They are crying the standards of living. They are crying how things have gotten very bad for them. But my running short will be that at the end of the day, the power rests in the hands of these very Kenyans. That we are approaching an election year once again. And the decisions we take with the leadership of the country will determine whether we'll cry for another 5 years or not. It does not make sense for Kenyans to keep crying, and every time we get an opportunity to get better leadership, we repeat our own mistakes and then expect to have a better country. It is time we start making decisions with our minds rather than by our tribes.
Thank you, Mundalo. Thank you so much, Mundalo, for that. And of course, you as the viewer, thank you so much for your time. And of course, we have those are live pictures at the. All right, those are live pictures from the Supreme Court of Kenya, and we have got, that is the acting CJ, Philomena Mwilu.